My mom is totally waiting for me down in the barn to go help her halter break colts. I'm going to try to get some footage, so hopefully I'll be able to throw it in this video. But this is going to be a like quick first impressions review. I always say quick and then it's like 16 minutes later. But on the Smashbox Full Exposure palette, this is what the box looks like. I got this from Sephora. And it does come with a Smashbox Full Exposure Mascara, and it's just one of the mini sizes. It's a okay mascara, not one of my favorites. I have tried it before. And then this is what the palette looks like. It has that grippy feel that's kind of like the Nars packaging, except for not quite as grippy. But as you can see, this is the first time I've used it today for this look, which if you're interested in that, you can hang tight. But it does get fingerprints on it. And then on the back, it has a little numbering system with the shades on there. And I'll show you what the inside looks like. There is a mirror on top of here. And then the shades look like that. The top row is all shimmers and the bottom row is all matte shades. And then right here is about neutral, and then on this side is kind of, am I saying it right? Okay, no. Yes, I am. On this side, these are all like the cooler tones, and then on this side are like the warmer tones. I use the cooler tones on my eyes today because I like to use cooler tones. And then too, I use some sheer cover that's yellow, so I'm trying to balance it out. I feel a little yellow. Anyway, the shades are numbered with a S, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shimmer for the top, and M 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the bottom. But I'll give you guys a close-up here of what the shades look like. They are picking up pretty true to color in the camera. So from cool or warm mattes to cool mattes, and then of course there's always black, but and then the top is your warmer to cool shimmers. And then it does come with a double-ended brush, which I used in the look to see how it performed. It's not my favorite brush in the world, but it works. This brush here is really like the MAC 217. It's fairly soft too, this one. I'm not too sure about this one. It's one of those double-sided ones, which this side has got that real hair texture feel, and then the white side is synthetic. I used this side. It was alright. It did the job, I guess, for the most part, but I'm going to go ahead and swatch these colors for you guys and show you what they look like. So that is what the top row looks like. My skin is fairly dry, but still, since they're not clinging to the skin, even if it's dry, it kind of gives you a bit more of an idea that they're not the most buttery shades, because if they were a little bit more buttery, they would have stuck a little bit more to my skin, even though it's kind of dry. But they are a little dry, the shades there, so that is what they look like on bare skin. I do find that I did use a primer, and I used these two shades in the look, these two shimmery ones, and they did apply decent on the eye, so I did have fall down with a few of the shades as well. So that is what the shimmery ones look like. And there is what the bottom row mattes look like. Now the lighter shades towards the center that appear a little faint, they're not faint. They're really nice matte shades. I think that the matte shades in the palette perform a lot better than the shimmer shades, although they are workable, the shimmer shades. But like I said, those lighter ones aren't showing up that great, not because they're not pigmented, but because my skin is light. So hopefully you guys can get a good idea of those. But as you can see, I think the matte ones swatched out on my skin a lot better than the shimmery ones. So get a little closer here. Hopefully you guys can see that pretty good. But I believe I paid 48 bucks for it. If I'm wrong, I'll put it right here. I don't think it's a terrible palette, but as far as nude palettes are concerned, I know that there are some better ones out there. Everybody's jumping on the nude palette bandwagon since like the naked palettes, but I like the concept of it because the top is all shimmers, the bottom is all matte, and then this half is cool, and then this half is warm. So you can really, as far as neutral, real neutrally, like there ain't too much plum tones or anything like that. These are like straight up neutral shades, both warm and cool, you could really mix them up a lot to create looks. I do like the matte shades. I thought that they blended and they performed fairly decent on the eye. And I think the shimmer shades worked pretty nice as well, except for they do have a drier texture and they're not very buttery at all. The matte ones are more buttery than the shimmery ones, and the shimmer ones are quite dry. So I did use this look underneath my brow bone in Look, if you want to hang tight and watch it, but it did turn into a deeper shade, and I ended up putting a little bit of shimmer underneath the brow bone, just because I am that fair, I guess. It looks like it's a light shade, but it still turned into a deeper shade when it hit my skin. So I'll show you guys again what the shades look like. And then the brush too, the brush isn't bad. I don't think it's a bad brush at all, and it's a nice inclusion for the palette. Like if you had to, you could do eye look with this brush. I think they blended out fairly decent, even though some of the shades are like, you know, dry or whatever. The overall look came together quite decent, I guess, in the end. So there was fallout too on a few of the shades, just throw that out there. So there's my first impressions on the Smashbox Full Exposure. I am going to head to the barn now, and if you're interested in the eye look and watching to see how these shadows performed in action for a first impression, you can hang tight and we'll get into it right now. I'm going to start off with the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion again, and I'm going to put it all the way from the underneath the eyebrow to the lash line. Just use my index finger for that. Disregard my funky nails. I'm just going to take the brush that came with the palette here. It's like this little double-sided one. And I'm going to take this shade here, which is called S4. It's on the top row. This one right here. And I'm going to place that... I'm going to place I'm going to place that on my eyelid. That's kind of a dry one. And then I'm just going to flip the brush over and use the other end, and I'm going to pick up the shade that's right below it, and that is M4, this one. And I'm going to put that right underneath my brow bone. I'm so fair that sometimes, even though these shades, it's like that light, as soon as it hits like the primer and stuff, it turns into a bit deeper shade, and I really got to build it up. A lot of shades are like that for me. Now on a Goss 3 brush, I'm going to pick up this shade right here on the bottom. It's a matte in M4. Just going to pick that up on this brush here. And I'm going to place that right underneath the front of the brow bone and bring it outwards underneath the highlight shade that we put down. I'm feeling really yellow today because I was up late on Halloween trying to scare myself, watching like ghost things. And then the infomercial for Sheer Cover came on, and I just got that today. So I thought I would try it out, and it's a little on the yellow side. I'm going to go back in with this brush here and just blend out that top again. I can't quite handle that matte turning that shade under my brow, so I'm going to pick up the same shade that we put on the lid here, and I'm going to put just a bit of that right underneath this part of my brow and blend it with the other side. There, that's a little better. Now on a Goss 4 brush, I'm going to pick up this shade right here, which is M6. It's like a matte brown, deeper brown. Pick up some of that on the tip of that brush. I'm just going to put that right in the crease. Pick up a little more and put it in there. And then on a Goss number 8 brush, I'm going to pick up that same shade here, and I'm going to shape my outer part of my eye here. I just don't like sticking tape to my face. So I just opt for a smaller brush and be a little bit more careful. So and I'll go back in with the blending brush again here. Blend that out. Then I'm going to go in with my Goss 3 brush, and I'm going to pick up this shade right here, which would be S5, and just pick that up. It's a shimmery one. I got to put some shimmer on. There's too much matte going on up in here. And I'm going to place that right in front of that matte brown and drag it all the way up to my brow in the front there. Just really give it a good blend. And then I'm going to take a little tinier brush, a Goss 5, and I'm going to pick up that same shade, and I'm just going to blend out that brown. I kind of place it right on top of the brown at the edge there. Just give it a good blend. I'll go back in with this little guy. Blend it again. Blending and blending and more blending. There, that's just about right. Okay, let's fix up this other eye here. Got a little fall down here. I'm gonna take this black here, this matte black, and this little tiny brush again, and I'm just gonna pick up some of that and put it right on that outer part of the crease. I need a little more depth going on up in there. That's a little better. So there's the eyeshadow done. I'm going to go ahead and put on my brows, mascara, and liner, and I'll be right back. For lips, I'm going to take the Makeup Forever lip liner in 15C. And I'm just going to line my lips following my natural lip line. Now I'm just going to fill in my lips with the Revlon Colorburst Laquer Balm in 110 Coquette. I've really been enjoying this little thing. Alrighty. So there's my finished look using the Smashbox Full Exposure Palette. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, or, you know, found it useful or something. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye! So I'm headed down to the barn. I got my Carhartts on. Got my mud boots on. This is where I'm going down here. It's cold out. The boys have the space heater. I don't know what the hell they're doing down there. Pardon my French. But we're going down here. I'm going to go help my mom halter break some colds. Who's this guy? So these guys have already been taught to lead with a halter and lead rope. They're scared of these silly dogs here, but aren't they cute? They already have big, thick winter coats because it got down to, geez, 20 something last night. It was cold. Anyway, it's already colder than heck here. But they got their coats on. There's another guy over there. That one's my little filly right there. She looks just like one of my other mares. Yes. Isn't she cute? How you guys doing?